Shelves stocked with supplements, pill organizers lined up like little soldiers, medicine cabinets overflowing with things that cost a fortune and come with a page of side effects in print so small you need a magnifying glass to read it. And yet, tucked into the back of a refrigerator somewhere, or sitting on a counter in a mason jar quietly bubbling away, is something ancient civilizations considered more valuable than gold. Something that required no laboratory, no patent, no prescription. Just salt, time, and the intelligence of the living world. While the modern food industry spent the last 100 years killing food, pasteurizing it, sterilizing it into something shelf-stable for 3 years, the ancient world was doing the exact opposite. They were keeping food alive. And the gut bacteria, enzymes, organic acids, and bioactive compounds in that living food were keeping them alive in return. Today, we're counting down 10 fermented foods from ancient tradition that modern science is now scrambling to fully understand. Pay close attention to number 1. Most people have had this in their kitchen for years and never realized it was doing anything at all. Number 10. Kefir. When did you last wake up and feel ready? No joint pain before noon, no energy crash by 3, no bloating after meals that never used to bother you. If that question made you pause, the pause is the answer. Your gut is not working the way it used to. The reason is not your age. In the 1880s, Elie Metchnikoff traveled to the Caucasus Mountains to understand why farmers lived past 100. He expected a genetic answer. What he found was a clay jar on every kitchen table, every household, every day. Fermented milk. That was the constant. Do you drink yogurt and think you are covered? You are not even close. Commercial yogurt contains 2 to 7 bacterial strains. Real kefir contains between 20 and 60. That is a categorically different food. After 50, when your gut diversity is already collapsing, that gap is the difference between an immune system with an army and one with a skeleton crew. 1 cup daily, full fat. They move in, they stay. Number 9. Miso. Have you walked into a room and forgotten why you went there? Lost a word mid-sentence you've used 1,000 times? That is not aging. Japan has the highest concentration of centenarians on Earth. One finding keeps returning across every study. Miso soup. Every single morning. Most grocery store miso ferments for weeks. Traditional long-aged miso ferments for 2 to 3 years. The difference in protective enzymes is not marginal. It is a completely different food. 1 tablespoon. Warm broth. Not boiling. Japanese cooks followed this rule for 800 years before anyone explained why. The temperature is the medicine. At number 5, I will tell you what researchers found in 2019. Not slowing memory loss after 50. Reversing it. Number 8. Raw lacto-fermented pickles. Go to your refrigerator right now. Pick up the pickle jar. Read the label. Is the first acidic ingredient vinegar? Then put it down. What you are holding is not a fermented food. No bacteria survived. The company soaked a vegetable in acid and sold it as something healthy. That is not a small deception. That is the entire product. Does that make you angry? It should. Real lacto-fermented pickles need only cucumbers, water, and salt. The bacteria on the cucumber skin do the rest. The brine stops muscle cramps within 85 seconds through a neural reflex that short-circuits the cramping signal. People over 50 have been pouring it down the drain for decades. That changes today. Number 8 was about what was taken from you. What comes next is what your body is actively losing every month. Most people have no idea. Number 7, fermented garlic and raw honey. Your immune system after 50 is not what it was at 35. Every round of antibiotics left it more depleted. Most people do not feel that erosion. They just notice getting sick has become a pattern they cannot break. Submerge raw peeled garlic cloves in raw, unfiltered honey. 6 weeks. Raw honey stabilizes allicin in a way cooking destroys. Research confirms it reduces respiratory infections, lowers LDL cholesterol, and fights strains antibiotics cannot touch. 3 cloves daily through winter. Not a remedy, a shield. Number 6, fermented hot sauce. Capsaicin binds to receptors in your gut lining and triggers a measurable increase in metabolic rate for up to 3 hours after eating. Clinical trials confirm this. Commercial hot sauce has 0 live cultures. Real fermented hot sauce packs fresh peppers and salt for 3 to 7 days. The bacteria stimulate butyrate, which research links directly to colon cancer prevention. A tablespoon at every meal. Number 5 will change the way you think about your heart. Number 5. Fermented beetroot. Pay close attention to number 3. Most people over 50 have never heard of what it contains, and by number 1, you will understand why the jar in your refrigerator may be doing more than every supplement on your shelf. In 2019, researchers published findings that stopped the scientific community. Adults over 50 consuming fermented foods daily showed measurable reversal of memory loss markers. Not stabilization, reversal. Fermented beetroot delivers this more directly than almost any other food. Raw beets fermented in salted water for 3 to 5 days concentrate dietary nitrates your body converts into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide dilates blood vessels and increases oxygen delivery to the brain. Elite sports bodies restrict beetroot, a vegetable so effective it needed regulation. 4 ounces of brine before meals. The color will alarm you. It is working. Number 4. Apple cider vinegar with the mother. Do you take medication for acid reflux? For bloating? For blood sugar? After 50, stomach acid production drops by up to 40%. The symptoms of low stomach acid and high stomach acid are nearly identical. Bloating, reflux, discomfort after meals. Most doctors prescribe acid blockers. That treatment addresses the wrong problem and makes the underlying cause worse every day you take it. Apple cider vinegar with the mother is a double fermentation. Apples to hard cider to acetic acid. The mother at the bottom is the living colony. Filtered versions have none of it. That is the difference between medicine and flavored water. Multiple controlled trials confirm 1 tablespoon before a carbohydrate-heavy meal reduces blood glucose spikes by 15 to 30%. For anyone over 50 managing blood sugar, that is a pharmacological effect from a $2 bottle. 1 tablespoon in water, 15 minutes before meals, never undiluted. Keep watching. Because number 3 contains something cardiologists are now calling one of the most significant food discoveries in decades. It has been in Japanese grocery stores for 1,000 years. Number 3. Natto. There is a compound found in exactly 1 food on Earth that dissolves blood clots and improves circulation through a mechanism researchers have compared to pharmaceutical thrombolytics. It is called nattokinase. It exists only in natto. After 50, cardiovascular risk accelerates. Blood thickens. Clots form more easily. Nattokinase works through a different pathway. Clinical trials show it reduces fibrin directly. Its safety profile researchers describe as significantly different from pharmaceutical alternatives. Nattokinase is heat-sensitive. Eat it cold over warm rice where heat does not contact the natto. Natto is also the richest source of vitamin K2 in MK7 form. 1 serving delivers over 300 micrograms. K2 moves calcium out of your arteries and into your bones. Deficiency links directly to arterial calcification. Natto addresses both. The texture is challenging. The flavor is assertive. Traditional Japanese breakfast culture treats it as unremarkable. That is evidence enough. Number 2. Kimchi. Have you noticed you catch every cold that passes near you? That an illness lasting 3 days now takes 2 weeks? That is not bad luck. That is 70% of your immune system running on a depleted microbiome. After 50, that ecosystem shrinks. Your immune response misfires. The body attacks itself in ways that show up as joint pain, brain fog, and fatigue sleep cannot fix. Kimchi delivers something no other food replicates. Lactobacillus kimchi, found almost nowhere else, arrives with prebiotic fibers that feed the bacteria you are simultaneously delivering. It sends organisms in with a food supply, several tablespoons daily, multiple varieties. That variety maps directly to greater microbial diversity in your gut. Before number 1, think about someone who needs to hear this. What number one reveals about what has been in your grocery store your entire life is going to make you angry and change how you shop. Number one, raw lacto-fermented vegetables. Any of them. Most people reading this have had something in their kitchen that fits this description. A jar their grandmother made, sharp, sour, alive. They threw it away. The most ancient prepared food in human history. Every civilization made some version of it. Salt, water, thyme. The distinction is one question. Was vinegar added, or did the acidity develop through live fermentation? If the label says vinegar, no bacteria survived. Real lacto-fermented vegetables contain only vegetables, water, and salt. The brine is as medicinally active as the vegetables. This costs almost nothing. The people who built these traditions did not need a laboratory. Their bodies told them. Modern science is now explaining what those cultures never needed to name. Share this with someone over 50 who needs to hear it. Most people in your life are taking the pills and missing the jar. Subscribe, because what is coming next is what most health channels will never cover. The science of what the aging gut does to your heart and your brain after 60. And the foods the longest-lived people on Earth have used to stop it.